So today it's going to be repulse monkeys. Uh, Repulse monkey right and left. You start off with doing a series of 5 of them. And I am going to start off teaching this facing the opposite direction that normally happens with 108 because of a lot of the positioning of the first moves. So to give you an idea, that's actually not quite opposite. Let's go with like this angle here. So we've got the forward single whip, punch under elbow, and then the first thing we're going to do is this raised foot is going to drop back and start to plant the heel to get a good base there. Then the right hand is going to drop down and circle around. As you start to hit the top of that circle, turn with the hips and bring the elbow back. This arm is like a rope. This is just an attachment point. And I mean that in multiple ways, but imagine if after the punch under elbow, somebody grabs your hand. Plant the foot, come around, and the pulling action you're doing is all with the body and the torso and the hand rotation. The arm is just there to be the vehicle of journey. Very relaxed, very flowing. And then as you finish that rotation with the hips, your hand is coming down forward, so your hand is sticking outward. And then you step back with the forward foot, in this case the left foot, and then drop that hand downward. Drop the left... Sorry. I just called the left foot the right foot. Sorry about that. So, and then you're going to drop your left hand downward, and as it comes around to that top, that's when you twist with the hips again. And it's this motion over and over again. It's okay to start the hand rotation before you plant the foot, but you want to have that foot planted by the time your arm is at the height of your reach. And then twist with the hips. It's going to be really hard to show a bunch of these on camera at once. You can take smaller steps, but that takes a lot of practice to learn to do right. Because the motion in this move is in the twist with the hips. Trying to think, this is normally one of those times when I'd have a student for demonstration purposes being able to I'll be honest, showing the student how to throw me across the room. Let's see. So starting off as you're learning this move, you want to take a step that's comfortable for you, and then once that foot is planted, not just turn on the heels, but kind of rotate down into your hips. I feel like this is going to make a lot of sense for some people and be very confusing for others. It depends how much you're used to using your hips in like movement and dance and such, or yoga. I'm sure that's used in yoga as well. Excuse me 1 second. All right. So just going over that again, because I also feel like I've been talking really fast. Yes, I have been. I'm sorry about that. So I've got the punch under elbow. Plant that foot downward and rotate out of the hips as you bring that arm around and finish the body rotation. And then from here, step backward again with that forward foot, plant, circle the arm around, and rotate. And often when you see me doing this in the 108, I will admit I get lazy on that full arm rotation. It's because I'm used to hitting the ceiling sometimes, and so I've learned to draw my arm back a bit. Hopefully you don't have that problem. If you think of this as just as big of a rotation as you can make it. If you've ever done you just think of trying to travel around the world, just a giant orbit. So you plant the foot, bring that opposing arm outward, up and over as you twist into the hips. And step backward, plant the foot as you rotate in. And so I'm going to show that again from this side. Hopefully this isn't that different. So from the forward single whip, got that punch under elbow, planting the foot, bringing the arm around, twisting into the hips. Plant the foot, spin around, and twist the hips. I'll do one set here. Actually, let's do one set at the camera, and then I'll go into a bit more of the repetition. You got hunch under elbow, step back, rotate in. Step back, rotate that arm around, and twist into the hips. And that's Repulse Monkey left and right. Is there any questions so far? So this first set of Repulse Monkeys is a set of 5. Left, right, left, right, left. And then the second set is left, right, left. The second set's much, much later in the series. We'll get in. That's going to be probably 2 months from now. Let's see if I'm right about that. I just said that off the top of my head. Do I have anything else to say about this right now? I think nothing else other than just going over the move over again. So, punch under elbow, plant the foot, bring the arm around, turn into the hips. Step backwards, planting the foot, cycle the arm around, step backwards. again. And again. So, taking that a little bit slower here. So, punch under elbow. Plant the foot downward. Rotate the arm around. And turn into the hips. And the arm that's extending outward as you rotate in just kind of folds into the body. I think that's a good word for it, folding. So, just keep doing this a bunch. Punch under elbow, step back, rotate the arm up and around so you sink into the hips. Step back, rotate around. Dropping the foot down, planting it, cycling the forward arm around. And so forth. Planting that foot, cycling that arm, and folding the other hand in. Planting the foot, cycling the hand around, folding in as you drop into the hips. Plant the foot, rotate the hand around, fold in, and rotate in. Okay, so that's feeling like a pretty good camera angle on that. Let's go a little bit slower here. So we're going to plant that foot, sink down into it a little bit. So you can bring the right arm down, rotate it around. It's going to pull the body back a little bit more. So you sink into the hips. Folding that hand inward. And from here, you're just going to repeat the process on the other side. Stepping that foot backward, planting down, rotating the hand around so you twist at the hips, folding in the other hand into the body. Stepping back, rotating around, and how long have I been going on for? Now we can keep going a little bit more. Plant the foot downward, rotate that arm around, fold in. Step back, plant in. Fold into the body as you bring the other hand around. Step backward, rotate around. When you're using this as a throw, this arm, besides providing additional force in the rotation of the body, also becomes a guiding hand at the end of anything else that you might need to keep out of the way of your center line, you can. It's just another tool for doing that. See. Let's do a couple different angles just to make sure. Give everyone a good image of this. So from punch under elbow, planting the foot, rotating around with that twist. Stepping back, planting the foot downward, rotating the hand around, folding in as you twist into the hips. Stepping backward, bringing that arm around, and twisting into the hips. And one more time. And coming back the other way. Planting that foot, bringing the arm around, folding in. Planting in, and twisting into those hips. Stepping backward, rotating, twisting the hips and the body. All right. I think that covers. I think that covers everything for now. So thanks for coming by. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to Marion Call and Standing Stones here, and see you next week.